Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode I'm going to do an unboxing of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition by Nikki Valance, published by Fantasy Flight Games. And as you can see, this is a huge box, very heavy. It has lots of stuff inside and it uses an app to play the game. So that's very interesting. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Mansions of Madness 2nd edition by Fantasy Flight Games, a game of exploration, mystery and horror for 1 to 5 players. So this is great because you can play this solo with the app who will run the game for you and tell you what to do. That is fantastic. So on the back here we have a picture of a game and play, a picture of the miniatures, some of the miniatures. It tells you here that you can download the app in the App Store or Google Play or Amazon for your devices, and a little bit of story here and the game contents. Alright, let's open it up. Okay, so stop, it says here. Okay, well, leaflet, it tells you to download and install the app, which I have done. Aha. Okay, there is also a booklet with several of their other games, I guess. Start with X-Wing, Imperial Assault, which I also really like. Armada, Runebound, also a great game. Warhammer Quest, I would like to try that one. Fury of Dracula, Game of Thrones, etc., etc. Quite a lot. Because, of course, Fantasy Flight has published many, many games. So there's that. There is the Learn to Play booklet, which has a bit of a story, the components, the setup of the game, how the app works, of course. And it's quite simple, really. The app kind of shows you how to play. It even has a tutorial, if I remember correctly. And so this is the rules book. Here's a rules reference. So this is more in depth of everything that you can do and encounter. Yep. So this is something that you can browse through while playing. And then there's tiles. We have lots and lots of tiles. Look at that big packet of tiles. Shall I go through them? Yes, I shall. Okay, let's put that aside for a moment, because the artwork on these tiles is pretty good. I really like it. I've played it a couple of times with a friend's copy, and I was very impressed, so I immediately got myself a copy as well. And the fact that you can also play it solo is fantastic. Okay, so let's see, we have a tile here with lots of tokens. So we have these monsters here, all kinds of monsters. We have investigators and probably some NPCs as well, represented by tokens, because the investigators all have a miniature in the game. We have these clue tokens here. We have stuff that you put on the walls. We have cabinets and paintings and cupboards and stuff. We have these runes, and these are all double-sided. Then there are some of these room tiles and more of these. Oh, and they come out very easily, so that's easy. It will be easy to punch everything. So very cool artwork on these tiles that really give you the impression of a huge, rich mansion. And so that's pretty cool, double-sided. It goes for these as well, of course. So this is an inside and it looks like an outside area. And we have these NPC tokens as well. Here is more, so in the garden or yard with a shed and then outside there's a boat on the water. And here is more inside rooms, so a big hallway with the stairs going up and a room here. And it says what it is on the tile itself. So here is an office, here is a library, the lobby. So that's also very handy. Then we have more of those. So we have a yard, an alley corner and a street corner. More inside rooms, halls and bedrooms. Then we have, and these come out so easily, a town square. That's very nice. And what's that? A kitchen. Okay, so more corridors. And here are some streets and a dock. And what seems to be a storefront. And there's a nice garden here with a path and a hall and a yard. More tokens, of course. So the artwork for these are great. They really help with the atmosphere of the game. And some of them are really dark and creepy, and well, the inside ones look very nice and kind of reminds me of Clue a bit. And more here. There's fire tokens as well, so yeah, kind of expect that to happen as well. During one of the scenarios there was a huge, oh, there's a pond, I thought it was a hole, it's a pond. And an attic and a bathroom. So yeah, plenty of tiles, so you'll have lots and lots of different scenarios with different encounters and different places where you are. So let's take out all these bags. Okay, there's cards here as well that already come in Ziploc bags. And as we are used from Fantasy Flight Game, a very basic insert, which is just some cardboard, which has a nice print of the artwork on it. But you know, if you have all that stuff, yeah, it's going to be hard to store that, and it'll fit. But you know, I would like to see a bit of insert where you can place all your stuff. So this is a big bag of bases that go with the bigger creatures. I'll just leave that be for now because it's just bases. These are the minis. Let's go over the cards real quick first. So they already come in their Ziploc bags, which at least is handy. And so we have these items, I think. So we have a machete, magnifying glass, all kinds of stuff that you can find. Yep, these are all items. Oh, they have different bags. So let's sort them out first. So we have these items here, which have a backpack or sorts, a pouch on the back. There's a broken bottle that is double-sided. Okay, so that's those. Then we have these more luxuriously looking chests or something. And so there are also items, probably uncommon items or something. So we have those. Then we have these nice tentacles here. And there's plenty of those. And those are focused. We have focused, we have dazed. So these are conditions: restrained, stunned, wounded. Okay, so those are the conditions that you can get. And then there's, I think, finally these. Oh, there's two different kinds still. So we have, oh, more conditions, but these are more serious, it seems. These are insane. Oh, they're all insanity. And are they all the same? Probably. So, oh, the back of the card has different, okay, so that's it. So once you go insane, bad stuff happens. And you read the back of the card, and you see what happened to you, or your investigator. Then there's these rack. They have different texts on them: shriveling, wither, instill bravery. So okay, these are all okay. Feed the mind, flesh ward. Well, we'll see what those do soon enough once we start playing. Okay, so another bag with more of these cards. So we have more of those items. I wonder why they weren't put together. So yeah, different items. I'll just put them with the rest. Oh, there's more of these. Some of those are double-sided, so they don't have the same back. Okay, so there's these cards with the mind symbol on them. And then there's also those with the heart symbol on them. So, stuff that can happen to your mind. Minor shock. Absolute terror, panic, hysteria. So you can guess what kind of game this is. Of course, with a title like Mansions of Madness. That's, you know, to be expected. Minor injuries. All kind of different injuries. Old injuries, grievous injuries, demoralizing injuries. So you can get hurt here as well, which are the cards with the heart on them. So those were the smaller cards. And we have these bigger ones in a bigger Ziploc bag with some additional tokens. So let's see what that is. Okay, so we have a conversion kit. Okay, so this is what you need to have when you have the Mansions of Madness first edition. And you can use all of these to convert your previous monsters and miniatures into the 2.0 version of the game. So that's really nice of them to include that, so you can still use all those models, and maybe you've painted them and you don't want to you know, stop using them. So that's pretty cool. So that is the conversion kit. It does explain how that works here as well. The components listed and a different game here. Okay. We have the dice, 5 similar dice that have a blank side, 2 blank, 3 blank sides. They have these elder signs and investigation tokens on them. So that's that. You need those for doing several checks in the game. And lastly, there are some cards here. The story so far. So I'm guessing these are cards for each of the scenarios in the game. I think, oh, these are the characters. So okay, so this is a bit of a backstory for those characters. So we have new ones in here. So that's pretty cool. So you can use these, and should you have Mansions of Madness First Edition, you can use those as well. So let's have a look at those characters. The miniatures. Alright, I'll just put them down and show them to you. So we have here this, well, I don't know all the names by heart, so I'm just going to show you the models. And they're pretty nice. They're the standard size for miniatures, you know, 28 millimeters. And they have plenty of detail. And they have some cool dynamic poses as well. This one is running. Here's somebody with a candle. And then there's this guy holding his skull, it seems, the way he has a shovel. And he dug up somebody's skull. Okay. There's this person holding a book and wearing glasses. And here is a person looking very dandy with a long coat. And there's the Sound of Music. No, it's a priest. Holding a crucifix. Be gone, demon. And finally, this person raising the hands with the coat blowing in the wind. So those are the 8 investigators that come with the second edition. And of course, the monsters. Sadly, this is not a Ziploc bag, so I'm going to have to cut this open carefully. There. Let's see what we have. One of them is stuck. One of them is huge. Okay. It is. There's another one. Okay. Well, let's just show that one straight away. Ah, it's got one stuck in his wings. And another one stuck in his wings. Oh boy. So this is, looks like Cthulhu. It's one of those elder creatures. Spawn of Cthulhu or whatever. So, big wings with kind of a thin point there. So they are just slightly, you know, movable. But it's pretty cool miniature. It's pretty big. Kind of looks like a statue, but, you know, hideous statue that could come alive at any moment. So there's that one. And you have 2 of those. And this one has his wing opened up a bit. So probably you can heat this up by putting it in hot water and reposition the wings a bit. If you want to. Let's see. This one fell to the ground here. And this looks like a zombie or something. It's wearing chains, moaning. So that's those. There's probably several of them. And they all go on the bases. As you can see, they have a little notch here, a peg that you can stick on to those bases. Here's a guy with a shovel. Maybe he's an NPC or something. There's multiple of that guy around. Let's see what we have. There's a guy with an axe. Okay. There's another one of those zombies. We have the cultists. Of course, any Lovecraftian game needs cultists. Summoning the elder gods. And there are several of those. Yep. And one that looks like a high priest. With his mitre on his head and a staff. Yeah, they're up to no good. So here's a big goon, a henchman with a club, a knitted sweater. Pretty cool. Several of those. Those are easy to spot. Okay. We have another thinner goon with a club and a beanie on his head. So that guy. We have the creepy looking, whatchamacallit, a grave digger? Or groundskeeper or something. Maybe he's a ghoul. I don't know. So, another guy with a bat and a beanie. So, here's another guy with an axe. Another cultist. Okay, on to the monsters. So we have the deep ones. Oh, and he's entangled with something else. So, these fish-like creatures here with this fish head and tentacle things on his neck. frills. And big clawed hands, webbed feet. Mouth wide open. So, yep. These deep ones, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And 2 of these flying things. I think they're hunting horrors. So it looks kind of like a Chinese dragon with the paws here, although this one has wings. Like a flying snake with paws. So that one as well. 2 of those. So those were all the miniatures, and that's everything that's in the box. So that was the unboxing of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition by Fantasy Flight Games. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you next time on Board Game Heaven.